You know what?
What you got?
I think our ability to focus is a skill. It's a muscle.
Yeah.
Can be one of the greatest contributors to our success. But
But
trying to focus when you have a restless mind, which many of us have, some of us have what's called ADHD. So it can be as extreme as squirrel all day, and it can be as less extreme as just having a hard time focusing. But that can be extremely frustrating. When you sit down to read a book and you're like 3 pages in and you don't even
have
remember.
any idea what you're reading?
Yeah, you're like thinking
where
about
you're at.
some random thing.
Yeah.
That can be frustrating.
Sounds frustrating.
Yeah. So today we're talking about how to focus, whether you have a restless mind or all the way to diagnosed ADHD. Some good old tips or tricks to increase focus.
Nice, bro.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm Jonathan Noel.
And I'm Brian Noel,
This is the Focus Cast.
where we help you remove distractions
Increase focus.
so you can live a life with
Intention.
intentions. So, bro, we're talking about 5 areas to help you increase focus when you're struggling with the restless mind. And I think you should hit us with some quick facts.
Quick facts. ADHD.
Some did you knows.
ADHD. Attention
Attention deficit hyper deficiency, something like that.
We should probably know that.
Just don't define
Disorder.
it, bro.
Yeah, you're right. ADHD affects 6.1 million, about 8% children in the U.S. Wow, I fucked that up. All right, just go ahead and clap. All right, let's hit some ADHD quick facts.
Yeah, that's right. Some did you knows.
ADHD affects around 6.1 million children in the U.S. That's
All right.
around 8%, and around 4% of adults in the U.S.
I wonder how many just struggle with restless mind. This is just time to do a pulse check. Do you have a restless mind sometimes? Ask yourself that in the car. The second quick fact is boys are 3 times more likely to be diagnosed with ADHD than girls.
Being diagnosed and actually having it, though.
Well, there's a lot of controversy around that. So today we'll just talk about, do you struggle with focus or not? And boys have a 3 times increased likelihood that they struggle with focus over girls.
I think that one of the problems could be, what are they being told to focus on? But
True.
that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
We're not here. This podcast is not for 8-year-olds.
Yeah, that's true.
So, adults with ADHD are more likely to struggle with substance abuse and have higher risks of developing anxiety disorders and depression.
Yeah. This is crazy. Totally out of nowhere stat, but I thought it was pretty interesting. Out of the states, Kentucky is the highest state with diagnosed ADHD at 14.8% of people.
Why? What the hell's going on in Kentucky?
I don't know. I saw that and I was just like, well, that's interesting.
Old Kentucky,
Oh, Kentucky.
the land of ADHD almost.
14%.
That's wild.
The average is 4%. Kentucky is 14 point. I couldn't help but immediately think about what different chemical plants are in Kentucky.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Like I couldn't help.
What's in
but
the
just-
water?
Yeah, or like
What's in the school cafeteria?
yeah, I couldn't help but think about
The
that.
food.
So anyway,
Anyway, interesting.
if you have severe ADHD, this is like you literally can't function. Like you forget to feed your kids.
That sounds like
Neglect,
no, what's it called where you forget everything?
insomnia.
No, that's when you can't sleep.
I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have that, like, go talk to professional help. This podcast this is restless mind. You're really trying to increase your focus, but you struggle with trailing off, thinking about random stupid shit and you're really trying to just increase the ability to focus.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about tips and tricks, tips and facts there. So if it's severe, just pause this and
Tell us to fuck off.
call some help. Call for some
Yeah.
help. So what's first, bro? How do we start this?
Okay. Keep getting distracted.
That's right.
How about a little time and task management support?
Yeah, we just talked about reducing procrastination. We talked about journaling. So today I thought we would round it out with this group of episodes and talk about really combating this restless mind. So time and task management supports.
Right, because if you do struggle
Yeah.
in this area, it may be challenging to manage your time and prioritize tasks.
That makes sense. So here's some very practical solutions. And this is like, I love this batch because it is very practical. So first, use timers. It's funny, we don't think about this as adults.
No.
Like I've used timers for kids, my kids,
Yeah.
do this for 20 minutes and then this will happen.
Remember when you were a kid, like trying to brush your teeth, like 2 minutes.
Oh,
you know? So
sing
you
your
put the timer on.
ABCs,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But using timers, time perception difficulties contribute to poor task management. So if you struggle with like severe restlessness, ADHD, what happens is your time perception gets a little out of whack, right?
Interesting.
You
Never
can
thought
just
of
sit there
that.
and trail off for like an hour and a half. Just imagine like, when you get on Instagram and then 2 hours goes by.
Yeah.
So using a timer just helps the brain orient towards 45 minutes, and it helps you, accomplish those tasks within those certain time periods. What's the next one?
Task organization tools.
Yes.
Create daily or weekly to-do lists to set priorities and maintain organization.
So just some good old-fashioned time blocking, some good old-fashioned writing your goals out. Man, we're mentioning these a lot. They must be very helpful.
I hope so. Let me tell you, trying to remember it all and just do it off the top of your head like I did for most of my life,
Yeah.
not as easy.
Yeah. It's in our marriage. This has helped a lot of just needless arguments in my marriage. If my wife asks me something or about my schedule or anything, I say, I hear you, but unless my calendar's out and I don't write it down, I will not remember.
Yeah.
And after a long time of just saying that,
Now she just looks at your calendar.
now we have calendar time once a week, and my wife and I sit down and we look at our calendars and we write down everything that is on our calendars.
Wow.
Where we need each other. And we do a calendar sync every single week.
Look at that.
And you know how many times we've argued about, I thought you were going to pick up the kids, yada, yada, in
Yeah.
the last 2 years?
Fucking zero.
Zero.
Son.
So
That's results.
That's results. Ask yourself in your marriage the last time y'all had a little
Tiffed.
tiff because there was an expectation around doing something that you forgot or they forgot. Zero in our marriage.
Look at you, bro.
Zero.
Man, batting 1,000. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's effective, and you're actually using it, so you know it's effective.
Yeah,
We're not just saying it.
exactly. So good old organization tools and work together, right? With your friends, with your peers, with your spouses, your
Yeah.
loved ones. So some studies around this stuff. So research around using timers, structured time management, such as the Pomodoro technique can enhance productivity. That's Creswell, 2013. And then task lists are effective enhancing task completion and focus. That's Gardner, 2018. So they've obviously done a ton of research about task management and time management and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that. We've been studying this stuff for years. So these are tried and true, research based.
That's good.
Yeah. What's next, bro? What's the next thing we can do to help with restless mind?
Let's use our environment to optimize and improve concentration.
I love this one. What's the problem?
External distractions can significantly disrupt focus and attention for individuals.
If you're, the open office concept.
Yeah.
We went from cubicles and offices to just wide open spaces. Wide open spaces. Pros and cons. The con of the open workspace It's just constant distractions.
Yep.
I was in a meeting the other day as a consultant. And it was an office that had, it was a corridor with 2 open doors.
Ah.
And there was 6 people in the meeting. And every time someone walked by, all 6 people that I was looking at would just stare at him. Like, what the fuck you doing? And it was funny. Because like it would, I'm dialed in.
Yeah.
I can focus.
Yeah.
I've been working on it for a while. So if I'm in a meeting, I don't care what's going on around me. We will accomplish what's the goal in this fucking
you're
meeting.
You're lasered.
Yeah.
You're focused.
So I can go to the next thing. Because
Yeah.
I hate meetings.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Right? If it's inefficient. And I promise you, it was hilarious. Every time someone walked by, everyone was just looking up. I wonder what they're doing. And I said something. I was just like, y'all, we shouldn't meet in here anymore because y'all can't literally ignore every single person that walks by. You look up. It was hilarious.
Yeah, and they don't even realize they're doing it.
No.
Just completely unconscious
Yeah.
reaction.
Why is that person walking down a hallway?
Yeah, someone who works in the building. Why is someone who works in this building walking down the building?
I could understand if I turned around and a damn Sasquatch was there.
Yeah, some guy in a clown outfit. No, it's somebody's birthday.
Anyway, all right.
So, yeah.
Environment.
Yeah. Establish a clutter-free, organized workspace. This can help your environment.
You know, we talked about this a long time ago. I think this
Yeah.
was in around episode 20s.
Yeah, for sure.
We talked about the clutter.
The clutter.
If you have shit all over your desk,
Yep.
in every square inch you turn, there's just some stack of stuff that you haven't gotten to yet.
Yep.
That sounds like hell to me.
There's that toll bill from that trip you took 3 months ago.
That's now 3,000% higher because the government wants to.
Turns out if you drive to New York City and you go through all the Delaware and the New Jersey and all the turnpikes and all that shit, and you pay all the administration fees, it's around, I think it was like $250
Just to drive through.
just to drive to New York City.
Someone's getting rich.
Those are the situations where people should show up at the mansions and just start burning the fuckers down.
Yeah.
Just my personal opinion. Anyway.
So we're removing distractions.
Oh, wait, did I get distracted?
The other one of this is when you see someone's desktop
Yeah.
and there's like 1,000 files on it.
Oh, gosh. I have a few.
I have one folder called active. And within that folder are the 3 to 5 projects that I'm currently working on. And the files associated with those projects are in my one active folder that's on my desktop. And the only time anything else is on my desktop is when I'm actively printing it, sending it to someone,
Or, using it.
Or using
for
it.
that specific task
And
in that moment.
in that moment. And when I'm done with that file in that moment,
Move to trash.
it moves to trash.
You're
every
better.
time.
You're better at that than me. I still got a couple songs hanging out on my desktop. Need to move them to the trash.
Oh my gosh. So the second problem in an environment is noise sensitivity is common among individuals who struggle with the restless mind and ADHD.
You know what? I listen to all the notification sounds and the ringtones on Apple, and I noticed they all have very high-pitched frequencies.
Yeah.
And they're not stupid. Let's
No.
bro, $1 billion company like this,
Yeah.
So I wonder if they've dialed in the frequency ranges that really obviously grab your attention the most.
Yeah.
And the answer is duh.
Yeah.
Of course they have.
The answer is duh.
Yeah. Of course they already thought about this probably 35 years ago.
Yeah.
So if you're really sensitive to noises, you have to turn those notifications off.
Got to turn it all off.
You got to turn all that shit off. Put on headphones and just listen to the binaural beats.
Yeah.
If you go on YouTube and go to the binaural beats, you look at the comments, there's a lot of people who say, literally, I have, maybe sensory overload or sensory disorders, or I have this and this and this, and they love that shit. And it helps them focus.
100%. And I love it too.
Yeah.
It works so good.
Oh, yeah.
I can't listen to music with singing.
No.
I can't listen to music with melody. But listening
Not too
to
much.
just that like the frequencies, yeah,
Hey, not bad for a...
it's not bad. It's magic. It really is.
So Yeah.
The gamma waves.
Yeah, get you some theta, alpha, beta, gamma.
That's right.
Slamma.
Slamming those tasks when you listen to them theta waves.
Slamma waves. Yeah, exactly. So, there are things you can do.
Yeah.
Turn the phone off, at least the notifications off.
So third of our 5 mindfulness and self-regulation practices. Man,
Sounds familiar.
I like it says self-regulation. It's a unique word. So what's the problem here, bro?
Impulsivity and lack of mindfulness can hinder focus and attention control.
Yeah.
It's like your phone goes off, bing.
And you got to look at it.
You're reading the text, and then all of a sudden you start checking an email. All of a sudden you're reading about some special offer from some company that you don't give a shit about. You're like, wow, 15% off.
Yeah, let me go check and see if they have that thing I want.
Wow, man, I'm almost out of toothpaste. Let me see if I can get some of their toothpaste. All of a sudden you're buying fucking toothpaste.
Yeah.
All because of one notification. All because of one text message.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it just happens
Yeah.
if you're not laser focused, dialed in.
Well, in this self-regulation, like understanding how to regulate your impulse control. This is, we're rounding out 100 episodes, and the last few episodes we're going to talk about some of our goals, and what we want to accomplish.
Yeah.
And one of them we're going to talk about specifically our goals for 2024, and this impulse control, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want a snack.
Yep.
Go get a bag of chips and all that kind of stuff.
Sounds pretty good.
I know. But the self-regulation, sometimes you just have to literally put on the noise cancellation headphones. Sometimes you literally have to make it to where you cannot easily access
Right. It's
these things. Right?
It's way easier to put the phone in the other room than to just sit there, listen to it go bloop, 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 bloop,
Yeah,
bloop,
and not answer.
bloop. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just, sometimes you just have to isolate yourself.
Yeah.
It's way easier. Put the snacks away.
Yeah.
How am I going to sit there and stare at a bag of chips on a desk and not eat them?
I know.
Impossible.
Impossible. Absolutely.
And I care about those things. I'm still going to do it. You're damn right.
I think there's a way. I don't know how to do it. I wish there was.
I don't even like Twinkies. Sorry to cut you off.
You don't like, Twinkies.
I
Twix?
don't even care about Twinkies, but if you sat one in front of my desk,
It's gone.
I would do pretty good for a while. But I'd eventually reach the point where I'm like, I have to eat this fucking thing. So anyway, what were we going to say?
I wish the iPhone, maybe you know how to do this or someone knows how to do this, but I wish I could set it to where I can determine what contacts make my phone ring. Because I keep my phone on silent, but my wife is the only person who has access to me 100% of the time. No one else does. And I don't keep my phone. I keep my phone on silent all day.
Yeah.
The only time that I keep it off silent, and then I check it periodically.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I keep it off silent if there's something going on or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
My wife's traveling or something.
Yeah.
And but I wish there was a way because
everyone's on silent, but your wife.
My wife.
Yeah. I don't know. It's got to be possible.
Got to be. All right. What's next, bro? What's 4 out of 5?
Incorporating physical activity.
This is so big.
Yeah, this is huge. Physical restlessness and hyperactivity are common ADHD symptoms and that disrupt focus.
Yeah. So physical restlessness and hyperactivity.
What did I say?
That.
Oh.
But that's like when you just feel like antsy.
Yes.
It's hard to focus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's usually if you when you never exercise, you just feel like shit all the time. But when you start exercising and then you go 3 or 4 days without exercising,
Awful.
that's when you really feel it.
Awful.
And you're like, I got to move.
Yeah. I'm dying.
Move.
It literally feels like you're dying.
Yeah. You just feel like you just want to, It's all this restlessness.
Yep.
Just tenseness.
Yep.
You just got to stretch. You got to run, move, punch, do somersaults, cartwheels.
Hell yeah. Flip shit over, break stuff.
Yeah.
Smash things.
Smash it.
Destruction. No, exercise. No, it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's about 2 days, 3 days maybe.
Yeah.
If I'm not exercising at all,
Yeah.
I feel awful.
Yeah.
And I can't focus.
Yeah.
I literally can't do shit. It almost is like debilitating.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be an extreme word, but not really.
Yeah.
Because you go from feeling great to just worthless.
Yeah. You know what I think is true?
What's that?
This phrase. I've never heard this before. I just made this up.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Physical activity is the lube for the brain to run smooth.
Ooh, gotta grease them wheels, son.
That's right. And it's based on everything we've read over the past 100 episodes. It is true. Exercise helps the brain function better. It helps the neurotransmitters transmit better.
Right. You've got the metabolic waste in your body.
Yep.
Your lymphatic system does not have a pump.
Yep.
So you got to move to reduce the metabolic waste.
Yeah.
And then it also releases the endorphins and yada, yada, yada. Less stress, whatever.
Yeah. Damn.
It is what it is, but it helps you focus.
Yep. Lube that brain up. Exercise. Last but not least, of course, as always, mentioned again, nutritional considerations. So
Yeah, this is true. Okay. Speaking from experience again, as we try to do.
yeah.
There was one holiday season. I'm an adult at this point, and I'm eating an absurd amount of cookies.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
I think mom gave me a bag, and I'm eating fucking, whatever, cookies all day.
Our mom gave you a bag of crack?
Bag of crack. So I felt like shit.
Yeah.
It's just too much sugar.
Yeah.
And I couldn't focus. I got so foggy. And I think it's from the sugar feeding the bacteria in your gut or whatever, not necessarily wrong, but it was an imbalance.
Right.
You're just not meant to eat an absurd amount of white sugar.
No.
It's just plain and simple.
Yeah.
And maybe it affects me more than others. Maybe I'm sensitive.
Well,
Maybe whatever. The point is, it doesn't matter. I felt like shit, and I could not focus. I felt like I could barely work out any kind of mental problem in my head.
yeah.
It was like walking through literally a haze. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
So, yes, you have to consider your nutritional environment.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to refer to the book again because it's so fresh. Mm-hmm. But Hacking the American Mind.
What'd they say?
Sugar is a toxic chemical.
So imagine that.
It provides no nutritional value.
Yeah.
We can survive without it. I'm not talking about natural sugars and fruit.
Right.
I'm talking about man-made processed sugars.
Yeah.
Because when they run, and I'm saying this wrong because I just heard it the other day, but when they go through the processing of the sugar, they actually unbind all of the nutritional value.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore there's zero nutritional value. And it's definitely not healthy for us. Our brain freaks out, body freaks out over it.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, it has not been classified like that of caffeine and alcohol.
Imagine that. It's
Yeah.
almost like someone's making a lot of money off of it.
Yeah.
So,
Less sugar, more focus.
right. And that's not just sugar. If I'm eating times in my life where I was a stoner,
Yeah.
and you eat Taco Bell, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to rip on Taco Bell, but
Yeah.
2 a.m, you're doing things like that.
Yeah.
You're indiscriminately eating trash whenever you want.
Yeah.
It will affect your mental clarity.
Yeah.
Just plain and simple.
There's a few times I've done 7 to 10 day fast.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot, but a few times where I've made it pretty much through the whole thing. And I would do a water fast and then a juice fast.
Mm-hmm.
So just fresh, raw juices. And day 4 and 5, the clarity,
The fog just lifts.
it's insane.
Yep.
Radical difference. And also our bodies just requires energy to even process food. And if you think about it, we're just constantly processing food.
That's why eating all the time is not giving you energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like You're not supposed to eat all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I always wondered why the snacking thing, that just felt like bullshit to me.
Yeah.
You know, some people have like, oh, instead of 3 big meals, I'm going to eat 7 tiny meals.
Yeah.
When your body's always digesting food.
I think that's fine if you're like out in the wilderness and you eat like 4 blackberries.
Yeah.
But that's probably different than
It's
like
different than like 4 party-sized bags of M&Ms.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
A little
yeah,
different.
absolutely.
So that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, these are very practical, but if you have extreme restless mind or if you've even been diagnosed with ADHD, really focus on those time and task management skills and supports. I like the timer. You know, they have those for like the super creative things where you can set like apps on your Chrome extensions to where it's like after 45 minutes, literally your computer just goes to black and you can't do anything on it for 5 minutes. So they have a lot of guides out there, a lot of things you can do. If you need help, there's some things out there that will force
the help on you.
Yeah, force the help on you. Really consider that environment. You know, what environment are you in? Is it distracting you?
Yeah.
I know we went from, you know, work at the office and then work from home, and then COVID hit and everyone worked from home, and now everyone's got to come back to the office. I like a hybrid approach.
Yeah.
I like a couple days in the office, a couple days at home, because at home you're going to get a lot of those just grind tasks done. No distractions, unless your home is a distracted environment, but you know what I mean. Being in a very siloed, non-distracting environment for a couple of days a week is nice to get those tasks done, and then being around people, because the energy of people, the collaboration, all that kind of stuff, whatever.
Right, of course.
But be very, very conscious of your environment, and then that mindfulness and self-regulation, man, and then physical activity and nutrition. Talk about it every freaking episode, but
Yeah, I mean, think about, there's a lot of office situations where it's all backwards.
it's all about
You've got the snacks, the sugar on the desk, you're not exercising, and everyone's distracting you, and your phone's going off. What are you getting done?
Yeah. It's a very
It
expensive.
takes 8 hours to do 40 minutes worth of work.
Yeah. And everyone's stressed out because they don't have enough time. And people are having to get to the office. You know your office is not efficient when people have to get there early or leave late to get stuff done.
Yeah.
I think I want to do that. I think that's a service I want to provide as a consultant.
The office audit.
Yeah. The energy management and efficiency office environment.
I'm trying to think of a clever name for your business.
That sounds really fun.
That does sound fun. Maybe a branch of your consulting.
I could have every manager write down every time they're distracted in the day.
They would spend the whole day writing down what they're getting distracted by.
You know, every asshole dickhead manager would write, I'm distracted, writing down why I'm distracted.
Definitely someone would be writing that.
Yeah.
Well, sweet, bro.
That's it, man.
I think we're done here.
Let's get out of here.